Just want to give you a warm welcome here, Vikas Chopra here. Just want to give you a warm welcome. Welcome to the show for training for personal development and employment. Training for employment and personal development. I keep getting myself into these tongue twisters here. I'm getting confused with the name of the program. Training for personal development and training for employment and personal development. Here we got it right, just professional. I've been rushing around today, so I've been running around. How's your Friday going on today? How's it going? What have you been up to? What have you been up to over the past week? Have you been buying those Christmas presents? Have you been engaging with your family members? Are you planning ahead for what's going on for you in the future and now? And the main thing also is, are you in preparations? Are you in preparation for the future? Are you making preparations? You know what they say about preparation, don't they? Don't you? Which is, if you fail to prepare, then you must prepare to fail. So you must think about your planning and preparation. Now the program here, Vikas Chopra, that's my name, yes. Number 0793260470. I'll say that again, 0793260470. We're here to get to support you, and we want to help you to develop yourselves. So the program is about training and personal development. Those are the key two aspects that we're looking at. My email address is excellencetrain@outlook.com. I'll say that again, excellencetrain@outlook.com. Now we're here to make sure, or to ensure, that you're getting the right support you need. And if there's any feedback that you want to give on the program, and you want to say hello to me, which we have Gurmail Singh here, who's saying hello. Thank you very much. How are you doing, sir? There you go. You're right, sir, Gurmail Singh. Or if you're getting used to listening to me on a Wednesday and a Friday, you're very, very welcome to make comments in the box as well. Jai Gurudev Ji to you as well, sir. And we're just trying to give you a bit of support in relation to your training and development. People don't think about the importance, and I say this week in, week out, progression, the importance of progression and you. Now my father told me my name means progression. Vikas means progression. That's what I'm all about, training, development and progression for you. Are you thinking about making progress? Are you thinking about progression? Are you focused on progression? Because if you're not focusing on it, or not looking at the word progression, if you're not thinking about how you want to develop, then you're not really going to get anywhere. So progression is extremely important. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about, in today's session, we've just talked very briefly about who we are. I will talk about some available courses, but the particular subject area that I've thought about communicating to you about today is safeguarding. Safeguarding. I've had some individuals, someone very close to me, speak to me about some safeguarding issues, and they've inspired me to put this program together. And we have a course program on safeguarding our children, safeguarding the people that we're near. And safeguarding does not just apply to young people, it applies to the elderly as well. We have a moral duty of care to ensure that we are safeguarding those people near us. We have a civil moral duty of care to safeguard people around us. Now I don't know what you're experiencing, but I want you to consider the word safeguarding. Do you know what the word means? Safeguarding. Do you know what it means? That word there. And how important is it to you to safeguard your own children, to safeguard the elderly, to safeguard people that are round about you. If you see something, and you might say to me, what is your calling? Somebody will say that to you. What is your calling? As I said, someone very close to me has inspired this program today. I don't want to mention no names, but they've inspired this program today because there's certain types of safeguarding issues that have come up that need to be dealt with. And we from the community want some reassurance. We want some reassurance from the authorities that they can deal with it appropriately. Now, we know we are living in the COVID time period and things are difficult, but we want some reassurance. We want to make sure that people are safe, and not that we're watching the TV all the time and all the news seems to be about these figures and the progression of coronavirus. Okay, that's fine, but we want to know about the other issues as well. We want to know about the things that are going on in the community. We want to know about what you guys are doing in the community. We want to know about the important things that need addressing in the community. And believe it or not, and I've been talking about mental health first aid and some of the other qualifications, but this is extremely important. This is about safeguarding you, safeguarding the society, safeguarding each other, and to make sure we're safe. And what we can do to make sure that people are safe. So that's what we're going to be communicating today about. And I want to throw some scenarios at you. You're welcome to add a comment in the box if you want to with regards to safeguarding. You're welcome to add those comments in. You're welcome to communicate and engage with me if you want to. And if you want to shout out on the show, if you want to come in and speak to me, I'm seeing all these people delivering meals and doing this. That's great. But what about the emotional safeguarding? Where is it? Is it actually going on? You could say a meal will, delivering a meal to someone, that's a fantastic work. You've fed them. That's great. And we know there's a lot of organisations out there going out there giving meals, delivering meals. But what about safeguarding people that need some emotional support? Who's doing this? Who's out there doing the home helps? Who's out there communicating with the community? Who's out there? Who's doing welfare checks on people, especially on vulnerable people? Who's doing welfare checks on young people? Now, I heard an incident quite recently where there was a school attendance officer that went out to somebody's house, and all they did was make threats. Do you know your child is not at school? It is your duty to get them to school, and we're going to prosecute you now. Now, the person who was looking after their child was having a little bit of difficulty because their child had some issues. So, how can the child be supported? That's the question. And also, don't the schools, and I don't want to go into any isolated cases, don't the schools need to get together with the parents and work together for the best interests of the child, not threatening the parent, but making the parent aware of how they can do things more effectively? Shouldn't that be going on? Of course it should. Yeah? Shouldn't there be a collaboration of support? Isn't that all about safeguarding people? And are we thinking about how we can safeguard others? Do we have it in our mind? On the last program I talked about hearing things and hearing information and how to act on that information. Well, this program I'm talking about safeguarding. When you hear something and you know it's not right, are you looking to make various changes and support people in the best way possible? What do they say? God loves a cheerful giver. Well, are you a giver? And are you there ready to help safeguard other people? That's my question to you. So safeguarding, yes, extremely, extremely important. And we're going to talk about this in a moment. I just want to go through some of the other questions that I need to go through. Before doing so, I'm going to lay a little, I want to have a quick break. I'm going to come back. Just wait, I'm coming back just in one moment. Okay, back again, Vikas Chopra here. Thank you very much for listening in. We're talking about a very, very important subject area, and I think it's really, really important for you to think about safeguarding other people. It's really important for you to think about safeguarding yourself, and it's really important for you to consider how you want to support the community. And if you have a story out there that's quite interesting, well, very interesting, that you want to share out there, you can feel free to come onto the show and talk to us. You can sort of book in if you want to come and see me here. Sit here with me. I'm lonely. You can come and sit here with me. That's fine. You can do. That's not a problem at all. And if you feel you want to get involved in some of the work we're doing here at kanshiradio, then I want you to get in contact with me. I can put you in touch with someone. If you feel you have the skills to go out there and talk to people on the radio, then feel free to get in touch. Okay, my number is 07932 604 705. Email address excellencetrain@outlook.com. We're here to give you the support that you need. Okay, so I'm talking about safeguarding a little girl disabled, 5 years old, in foster care. A little girl disabled, 5 years old, in foster care. Now these are real instances, real circumstances, real situations that have happened. A little girl in foster care, 5 years old. You can hear her crying. She's put in the cot and she cries all day. This goes on for days and days. And this girl, she's 5 years old, she's disabled. The foster carers are not upholding their duties. That's the scenario. 5-year-old girl crying, being shouted at, told to shut up, told to be quiet. Think about that for a second. What kind of damage would occur to a child who's left in that vulnerable state? What kind of damage would they be experiencing? You can hear them crying all day. What an uncomfortable situation. And you are the next door neighbour. You are listening to this. It's going on and on and on and on. Right. A friend's daughter reveals, 9 years old, that her uncle has been sexually abusing her. A friend's daughter reveals, 9-year-old, that her uncle has been sexually abusing her. For a 9-year-old girl, what could she be going through in her mind? How is she going to speak out? What should she do? She doesn't even know really what's going on. She doesn't even know what's right and what's wrong. But she's been coerced and frightened and threatened. And that is to be kept a secret. 9-year-old girl. Bear that in mind. I saw some heavy bruising on my friend's face and some heavy bruising on his shoulders when we're doing PE. Heavy bruising. And he says, don't worry, I'm okay. Just had a fall. But you know, you're at school with him. You're his mate. And you've seen him. He's had a fall. You know that he's not had a fall. You can tell by the conversation that's been taking place with him. He's how his mood has changed. My friend's age is 14. Suddenly becomes very quiet. Self-isolated. Doesn't speak much. And he's very, very upset. Thinking all the time. Stops speaking to me for a bit, becomes very moody, and then he's very quiet. He's very, very withdrawn, and he seems like he's full of anxiety and you can tell he's a little bit depressed and distressed. There's a big change in his personality from what it used to be, from when he was bubbly compared to what he is now. And he's 14 years old. What do you think he's going through? Do you think there's a concern there? 13-year-old girl gets raped, and it got recorded on someone's phone. She's been threatened with violence. And the young girl is told that she must sleep with other people and make some money, otherwise the video is going to go viral. What do you think she's going through? What do you think she's going through? How do you think she's going to resolve her issues? Now, the question is, all these scenarios here from the fight, they're very real scenarios, and inspired by true life events. They're very real scenarios. They're not just scenarios. How does one cope when they are abused? How does one cope? How do you help someone? What kind of damage occurs to that person that needs that support? How do you support that person to relive again because they've been through this abuse? I just want you to take those scenarios into consideration, and I'm going to ask you some personal questions. Now, what would you do? How would you respond to someone that is suffering? Yesterday we're talking about safeguarding. How would you respond to someone that is suffering? Have you ever said to yourself, I'm not getting involved? It's nothing to do with me. I'm not getting involved. Why should we get involved? Let them deal and sort it out for themselves. It's their family matter. Why should I get involved? Why should I get involved? Have you ever said that? Whose business is safeguarding? Whose business is safeguarding? Whose business do you think safeguarding is? Is it your business? Or is it not your business? Should you get involved or should you not get involved? When you make a complaint to the police, now I'm going to go for a quick break and we'll be back in just 1 second. Hold that question there. Back on again, Vikas Chopra. Yeah, as I was saying, who do you talk to at the police station? And they'll tell you they've got these child protection officers in place. And they'll tell you they've got these officers in place to especially deal with difficult situations. Who do you talk to? If you make a report with the police, now I've had an incident recently where someone told me that they had told me that a girl had been raped by her partner. They've been raped. And they've been to the police, and it seems to be nothing done about it. And their view now is that we can't deal with this using the police because, and I'm not saying go, take things away from the police. I think the police do a great job. But we want to know about more effective ways. We want to know about how to get things done quicker, more efficiently, and how cases can be resolved a lot more quicker, and so that people can be helped. That's the purpose of this program. Now, someone gave me some feedback. Now, their opinion is that they have got no faith in the police. So what do you do when you go to the police and you feel that nothing is being done? I even had another friend of mine that he said his life was threatened, and he went to the police, and he didn't feel that they were taking his complaint very, very seriously. Now that does happen, because he's told me it's happened. So we want to get to the grips of making sure that the authorities are doing their job as well, to make sure that we are being safeguarded, and that the community is under the rule of safeguarding as well. Not just vulnerable people, but everybody's under that rule as well. What if someone that you know is at serious risk comes to you? How would you help them? What would you do? How would you evaluate things? What would you do? Because the action you take to safeguard that person, if that action is not taken, the action you take from them when they tell you they are at risk is going to determine not even their emotional mindset. It will determine their trust in you and in the authorities as well. And everybody's got the right to feel safe in the community. That's what I want you to remember. You have the right, and everybody else has that right as well. All right, now I know that okay, so we're living in a time period where there's a lot of community issues going on, and we want to talk about them. We want you to talk about them to our different various presenters. We want you to talk about them to and bring them up. Whatever we focus on becomes our reality. Whatever we talk about will become our reality. Whatever we think about will become our reality. What is your calling? What is your calling right now to support someone? If you see something wrong, and I always say something, I took this from a speaker, and he said, your calling is what you see. If you see something and it bothers you, that is your calling. If you see something and it harms you, that is your calling. Your calling is there to support other people. Your calling is there to make sure people are safeguarded. All right. Now we're talking about children. We're talking about the elderly as well. They need safeguarding as well. They need to thrive as well. Children need to feel safe, grow, develop, and thrive, don't they? All right. So make no mistake that abuse needs to be reported and perpetrators punished. Make no mistake about that. And not only that, it must not be swept under the carpet like a bit of dust and forgotten. Because it does never really get forgotten, does it? It stays with the person that has experienced the abuse. So yeah, we're talking about safeguarding, and that is whether we're talking about elderly, we could be talking about young people. I've given you a few young people scenarios, but we're talking about safeguarding today. So let's come on to a different part of our program. I'm going to come back to this in a bit, because there's a course program on this. If you are an organization out there, if you are a community organization out there and you want free safeguarding training, I want you to contact me. If you are an organization out there or a school out there that you want safeguarding training, or even a nursery, if you want free safeguarding training, you need to contact me. We'll be available for you, and we'll give you the training that you need so that you can prevent, so that you can be proactive, so that you can prevent any types of circumstances occurring, and you know how to deal with any safeguarding issues. Everybody should have some sort of a safeguarding policy. I'd hope you have one as well, because if anything should ever happen, you know it comes on like a ton of bricks. It comes on to you, and the book stops with the business owner. So if you're a business owner, if you are a community group, you better have safeguarding training, because you need it. And I want you to contact me if you want some free training. We can give it to you. We can help you to support your groups that you're working with as well. But if you are an employer and you need to upskill your staff members, if you are a care home looking to upskill yourself with safeguarding, then you need to get in touch with me, all right? Because there's no charge. The only charges are if you are out of the West Midlands, but if you're in the West Midlands and you need some specific training, bespoke specific training, you need to get in touch. So are you employed? That's the question. Are you employed and you're in an organisation and you might feel that, well, listen, I need this piece of training. Somebody came to me the other week and said, look, I didn't know what to do in that situation. That's why I've decided to come on the training. Yeah. And I've had a few people like that who wanted to learn more and develop more so. All right. And the reason why is because I realized they were not proficient enough in their field. They need safeguarding training. We all need safeguarding training. Are you unemployed and looking for work? Well, we can help you in that respect by giving you various courses that will give you a bolt on to potentially find work and be a bit more successful. We'll also give you a list of strategies that you can use to help you get into work as well. I'm just going to go on a quick break now and give me a minute or two and I'll be back in a minute. So don't go away and stay here, yeah? All right.
काशी रेडियो ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ। ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ, ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਕਰਾਓ, ਮੈਂਬਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਬਣਾਓ ਤੇ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾਓ। ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਸ਼ੌਕ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਾਸ਼ੀ ਰੇਡੀਓ। ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ, ਬੜੇ ਉਦਾਸ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ?
ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸਾਂ ਭਾਜੀ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਚਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਣੀ ਲੀਕ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ। ਉੱਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਹਫ਼ਤਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਰੱਖੀ ਪਈ ਆ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਫਿੱਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲ ਰਿਹਾ।
ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਘਬਰਾਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ। WV ਪਲੰਬਿੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਹੀਟਿੰਗ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤਾ।
ਅੱਛਾ, ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਕੀ ਕੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ?
ਡਿਸ਼ ਵਾਸ਼ਰ, ਵਾਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਹੀਟਿੰਗਾਂ ਵੀ ਫਿੱਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਇਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਡੋਮੈਸਟਿਕ ਐਂਡ ਕਮਰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਬਾਥਰੂਮ ਤੇ ਕਿਚਨ ਵੀ ਫਿੱਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ।
ਫਿਰ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਨੰਬਰ ਦਿਓ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ।
ਮੈਂ ਦੇਰ ਕਿਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ, ਚੱਕੋ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਕਰੋ ਨੰਬਰ ਨੋਟ 01902 475205 ਤੇ ਮੋਬਾਈਲ ਨੰਬਰ ਵੀ ਨੋਟ ਕਰੋ 07593636455। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ www.plumbingandheating.co.uk। खुशखबरी नवे सिंगरां लई खुशखबरी। वुलवरहैम्पटन दे विच खुल गया वुल्स म्यूजिक स्टूडियो डडली रोड ते ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ। ਇੱਥੇ ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ, ਵੀਡੀਓ ਐਡੀਟਿੰਗ, ਕਵਰ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨ ਤੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਤੇ ਜਲਦੀ ਆਓ ਤੇ ਇੱਕੇ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੋਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰੋ। ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਨਾਬ, ਚੱਕੋ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਲਾਓ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਨੋਟ ਕਰੋ 07577759328। Wolves Music Studio 170 Dudley Road, Wolverhampton, WV2 3DN।
Okay, here we go. Vikas Chopra back on here now. We're talking about training and development, and we're talking about safeguarding. We're talking about you being an employer, etc., and how we can support you. And the conversation is going on various roles now that are available that are going to be coming up in the new year, which are warehouse roles that I want you to get in touch with us about and communicate with us. And 11 to 13 pounds an hour with overtime, so you need to get in touch if you're interested. Also, quick question: do you want to improve your English and develop yourself? If you do, I want you to get in touch with me, because there's various programs going on with regards to English and support things that we can provide for you. And the reason for your wanting to improve. Why is it that you want to improve? What is it that keeps you in check? What is it that's going to keep you in check in this country? You need to realize that if you've moved here, it's very important to self-develop. And self-development is all about your training and development. All right, so that's why I want you to think about your English. I want you to think about sector-based training packs. If you're looking to work in the care sector, we can give you those. I want you to think about your construction employability care sector packs that we do as well. We also have care roles available. So coming on to questions, if you want any work and you're multilingual and you can speak languages, there's a care role out there for you if you want that. Okay, so I want you to get in touch with me with regards to any positions in care. If you're a caring person and you want to go out in the community and make sure that you're maybe doing your part and getting paid for it as well, obviously, then we have some roles for you that you can do. Okay, so now with our training programs, you get the choice of wanting to attend online if you feel like you don't want to attend sessions and you want to do things online from your computer at home and you feel safe, or maybe you're looking after someone and you've got a few difficulties at home and you want to train from home on your computer. Something is better than nothing. Yes, we can give you various training programs, and I'd like to apologize. There's one or two people that I've not sent programs to that I said I would do. I'm going to get onto that tonight, and that's going to be done for sure. Attending sessions is always better than online sessions. That's, I believe, the old-fashioned way, because you're using all your senses to learn, and what they say is deep level learning takes place when you work in groups. When you attend sessions, you will have deep level learning. That's what takes place. So if you want to attend sessions, that's fine. If you want to come online and do some programs, that's also fine as well. We can help you with those as well. My number is 07932 604705. Email address excellencetrain@outlook.com. You can get in touch. All right, some of the programs that we have available are health and safety. If you want to improve your health and safety at work, we have conflict management. Those that experience conflicts. Now, conflicts in any place or shape or form that can take place. It can be in the workplace, it can be at home, it can be an internal conflict. But the fact of the matter is conflicts do exist. If you feel you want to do first aid, then we have that role. We have that course for you as well. That's a level 3. It's not an entry level qualification. We do assess you on, so you're memorizing things, you're memorizing how to keep somebody alive, you're memorizing primary assessments and secondary assessments, and then we have neuro-linguistics as well that you can do as well. Customer service is available as another qual, and mental health, first aid, and sales. And now we're going to be obviously working on various of the programs that can be bespoke. I mean, today I haven't listed the safeguarding qualification, but it's there. As I say, we can design bespoke programs for you and support your organization in the best way possible. If you're in need of support with policies and procedures and you're an organization, again, get in contact. All right, so I did say earlier on, I asked a question. I said, whose business is safeguarding? Whose business is it? Whose business is safeguarding children? Whose business is safeguarding adults? Whose business is it? Whose business do you think it is? Is it your business to safeguard everybody else? Do you look out for everybody else? Are you looking out for everybody else's business in order to make sure if you've got an ecological value in mind and you want to keep people safe, then, and you are concerned about the community, then safeguarding is your business. All those that come into contact with children's families, elderly, practitioners, doctors, nurses, safeguarding is your business, and you need to think about your business. You might even say to yourself, I've done safeguarding before. You might even say to yourself, I've done first aid before. You might say that you've done all these things before. Well, have you? And what have you remembered? And if you have done them before, does it mean that you need to do them again? Of course you do. You need to refresh your memory. You need to refresh your knowledge so that you can serve and make sure people in and around you are safe. So safeguarding is definitely your business. Child protection is your business. The young girl crying in the cot all day and you're living next door and she's crying and she's disabled and she's only 5 years old. That is your business. You need to make that your business. And how do you make that your business? Well, you need to report. Young girl, we said earlier on, 9 years old. She's been raped or abused. And she tells you, you need to make that your business, not question her, but you need to make that your business and get her to and support her to make the report. That is your business. All right, so think about safeguarding. Think about helping other people. You need to make safeguarding a key part of your business, because safeguarding is everybody's business, and it's also the council's business and the authority's business, because everybody has a right to feel safe, don't they? All right. So safeguarding, promoting welfare is protecting children and elderly from mistreatment. It's protecting children and elderly from mistreatment. It's ensuring children grow up and have access to effective provisions. It's preventing the impairment of children's health or development. All right? Impairment, yeah. Child protection is part of safeguarding and promoting the welfare of children. It refers to the activity undertaken to protect specific children who are suffering. Now, do you know someone that's suffering? And if you do, you better do something about it. Because if somebody says and it goes to court, well, they knew about it. They knew I was suffering. And you did know about it, but you didn't do anything about it. You may know something and not do something. So if you know something, make sure it's coming out. Now, what I would like to do is thank you very much. Just a bit of a recap on what we've done today. I've talked about safeguarding. I've talked about how you can help. I've given you a couple of scenarios. And I've talked about how, in summary, that you need to be considering helping other people, supporting other people, especially when they may be suffering. We know that we're living in a difficult time period, and I think I'm 100% sure that safeguarding needs to be reported. Now, if you report it and it goes to the police and the police aren't doing anything, you know what I would do? I would ask to speak to the inspector on duty. It's not going through. I want to speak to the inspector on duty to make sure this complaint gets to the top. And something is done about it, and you want some feedback coming back to you. You don't want to know the whole outcome, because there might be a big investigation going on. But you need to report safeguarding. And when you're reporting it, you need to report it in such a way that it's and if you feel you're not being listened to, you need to go to the inspector on duty. I need to speak to the inspector on duty with regards to safeguarding. We need some support, and the police should be there. They are there to help you to make sure that everyone's safe. All right, now if you have a friend at school or anything like that, and your friend is covered in bruises, and you know that's not the ultimate, again, you need to speak up. Don't say it's not your business. All right, don't say that. All right. What would happen if you were in a situation where you could have done something, but you didn't? Just imagine what might happen. What could happen? What are the possibilities of something happening? Have people died? I'm saying this in such a stark way. Have people died because of a lack of safeguarding implementation procedures or protocols? Have people died? That's the question. Is there a possibility that someone could be seriously hurt, if not killed, because you failed to report those instances? Now, we know there have been cases in the past like this where later on, when it goes to court, it should have been flagged up here, should have been flagged up there, the doctor should have flagged it up, the school should have flagged it up, and all these parts of the jigsaw puzzle come together, and it shows, in certain cases it shows where professional people did not make the report. Professional people did not make the referral. Professional people in society failed to safeguard the best interests of the child. And I'm sorry if you're a specific school attendance officer. It's no good going out there and making threats to the parents. You need to work with the parents. Schools and attendance officers need to work with the parents to ensure the child gets the support. Why is it that they don't want to go to school? What is causing them not to go? They want to stay home, or they feel safe at home. What is causing them emotional suffering? What is the cause of their emotional suffering, and how can you support them? These are kids at school. So that's what they need. Not threats, not parental threats. You need to work with the kids at school. All right? So, so in terms of safeguarding, I've highlighted it enough today. We have a program available. If you want to come on that program, you can do. It's there for you. I was just looking for the outcomes on it here. The program is there for you, and it's there to support you to help those that may need it. Okay? So, with this in mind, thank you very much for listening in. We're going to be back on Wednesday again at 4 o'clock, and we're going to deliver a great program then. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. And also, I want you to have a wonderful weekend. I want you to have a safe weekend. And if you've got any stories for us, or if you have got any information you want to provide, that you want to tell anybody in the community about your projects, I want you to step forward and come back to me. Come back to me. If you want to come on the show with me and speak to me, and maybe give us an inspirational story, then we're open to do that as well with you as well. So give us some feedback. Thank you very much for listening in. Vikas Chopra, excellencetrainingoutlook.com. Phone number 079326047005. Thank you very much for listening in. Thank you. Over and out.